All right, everybody, my name's Sebastian. I'm the squash trainer in the ACLO for Skadrat. Yeah, it's a hard thing. There's no squash courts available, but I wanted to give you a squash lesson anyway. Yeah, so today we're going to start with the warming up. Very simple, I will explain this. Then we'll be moving, and we'll be moving with our racket and swinging our racket. I've attached a little squash ball to my racket, I hope you can see it, to really get that feel of what it is normally like. You don't have to, but you know, it just gives it a little bit more reality. We'll be hitting the ball, we'll be running towards the ball, we will be assessing where to actually go, so that you're not just run like a maniac, but find a good place to execute your swing. And that's basically today's training. I think it's good for any level. But you know, for me this is a new thing as well, so if you've got any feedback, I'm happy to hear this. Albert will put his mail address now. He won't. Yeah, well, we'll see about that. All right, so let's start with the warming up. Very simple. I want to start with a few squats, I want to start with a few lunges, and I want to start with a few side steps. We'll do 10 times a squat, just sitting down, 5 seconds, getting back up again. Have your racket there in front of you. Lunges, 10 times left, 10 times right. As you lunge, swing your racket, backhand or forehand, whatever you like. Side steps, same amount, so 10 times left, 10 times right. Step in and do it. So this is the squat, just give a nice weight on that front leg, make you swing. This is your side step. Nice weight there, make that swing. So, here we go. 10 times a squat. So here's 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And back up, and back down. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Maintain that balance, that's an important thing, you know. Keep that racket there, give yourself a nice low seat. Feel it in the legs and up. That was 3, 2, 1, and back up again. A little bit loose. Halfway, come on. 3, I'm a little bit lost now. This is 5 or 6, I'm not sure. 4? 5, 4. No fucking clue. Oh, I'm a trainer, I'm not someone who does math. So, 5, 3, 2, 1, and back up again. So shake it loose, 3 more to go. Here we go. 4, 3, 2, 1, and back up. Make it loose. 2, 3, 4, 5. Last one. Nice and low seat. 2, 3, 4, and 5. Shake it off. Okay, let's go for the lunges. A little bit dribbling, lunge in, swing that racket. A little bit of dribbling, swing that racket. Make sure you maintain a balance here, that it's not like falling over, falling in. Don't bend your knee too far. Make sure that you've got a really nice set going there. So this was 3 each, this is the 4th one. Whoops, balance there. And 5, here we go. Halfway. And 6, standing. Let's go. Come on. 7, bring that balance. Pats. A few backhands here. Finish off with. And 9, 2 more to go. Pa. And the last one, here we go. Nice balance there. And good. So, side steps. 2, 1, stepping in. Stepping in. So, let's go. Of course, for the backhand, I've got the ball now on the wrong side of the racket, which feels really weird. It is what it is. And I've completely lost track of count again. So I'm going to assume that this is 5. Dribble. And here we are at 7. I think 8. let's go, come on. Get that heartbeat up and running so that we are nice and warm to go. Last one, let's go. And through, let's go. All right, let's get to the first exercise. So let's get down to it. I put my shoe here to represent 1/4 of a squash field, which is approximately 3 meter something by 4 meter something, which is the space that you generally from the middle of the field. So at this point, the shoe represents the tee, which you need to get to the side, to the back, or to the front if you go the other way. So this is my aiming point to get back to the middle. I've put a extension cord here, which was just the first thing I found, a piece of rope, whatever you need, to simulate the back wall. Because for this exercise, what I will do is I will start here at the front. So I'm assuming this is the tee. And the last thing that I will do is that I will get to the back of the court to really get that ball from the far back. And what I want to do is to make sure that my racket does not cross this line, because this is the glass. You cannot get through normally. So I'm too close up to it now. So I will need to keep that distance in check and be able to swing my racket. So what we're going to do is that we're going to start from the tee. This is my tee at this moment. I'm a left-handed person, so there's the side wall. I want to get the ball there. I want to get the ball there. 3, and I want to get the ball from the absolute corner of the court. So I'm going to start slowly so that we can really assess how much steps we need, how much movement we need. So I'm a bit far out now. I should make a little bit bigger steps to get really into the side there, or scoop it up here. So this is a low, fast shot from your opponent that you just have to pick up there, or this is a ball that you can volley next to you when you're just in the middle of the court. Here we go, different movement now with the side step. Still able to get there everywhere. So 3 more with that little bit of a swing. I have to be careful with this front ball, of course. That's too little, so I'll have to try again. Bigger step and going out. Nice. So let's go for the 10 fast ones. Here we go. First one, and swing. Second one, I'm a bit afraid of my racket with that front there. That's 2. Here we go with 3. A little bit close to the side wall, so we need to keep that distance a little bit bigger. 5. Side step, stepping out, and there we go. 6. Another side step motion. 7. 2 more. 3 more. 2 more. Here we go. Step, heavy movement there. Too close. Bonus 1. Here we go, and that's the first one. So shake it off a little bit further to the back, so we have to make a little bit of an arch. I want to approach the ball in a straight line, but I want to get to the ball as efficiently as I can. So here we go, 5 slow ones. 1. Now too much behind me, so I'll have to correct it a little bit there, a bit backwards, and now I can really reach for it next to me, so that was nice. Changing the legs. Here we go. Changing the legs. That was nice. Last one with the side step. Good position, nice lunge. Good, 10 fast ones. Here we go. And through, and swing your racket. If you are not certain about keeping your racket in one part, take more slow ones. Make sure that you assess. I just want to be sure. I just want to dare to really move my racket very, very close to that wall to be able to get out these super tight shots from my opponent. Also, I want to do this fast so that when you are struggling to reach the ball, you have this fixed motor program. Here we go. 3 more. 2 more. Let's go. Switching up the legs. Oh, lost it there in the middle. Doesn't matter, you know, these extra steps, they will kill you in the end, but as long as you get to the ball in a proper way, everything is good. Nice. So a bit further to the back. Again, what we want to avoid is that we are just running into it, ending up too close, so can't say that often enough. So assessing a little bit of an arch, mixing up the legs. Here we go with 5 slow ones. again with that side step, and I've got this lovely position here, exactly where I want to be. Side step is really my thing. It's efficient and it makes it easier to maintain your balance, which is something that you need. All right, so last one, step, 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 assessing a little bit far out so I could be a little bit closer in to facilitate. If you have to stretch your arm, it makes it so heavy to do. So make sure that you can, you know, swing it nicely. Your elbow is free to move and you can just follow up with your racket. Here we go. 10 times fast. Here we go. 1. And there is again my pattern, side step, a little bit of an arch. I lost my balance there at the end, so make sure that you really grab that balance. Stepping over different legs. That was 3. 1, 2, 3. Again, if you need 4 steps, really doesn't matter. That was 4. Here we go. Lovely training as well for the endurance. I think we were at 5, halfway, so let's change it over again. 1, 2, 3. Be fast. Fast back to the tee. Get back to the tee really fast. Putting, positioning in the court really, really matters. 3 more, let's go, come on. 2. Back to the tee. And the last one, step low. And they're lovely. So, now we get to the really hard part, which is the back corner of the field. So I'm imagining a really, really difficult shot from my opponent, getting to the back. Maybe it came back off the glass, or maybe it is dying into the glass. I have to get it here. No alternative. So I need space. I need space to move my racket. But also when I'm standing like this, it's going to be really hard to play a cross court shot. So what I want is to have the ball a bit more next to me. Now, this will just go so from this position or from this one. But now I'm actually a bit closer to the glass with my elbow there, more in. Will help me to do so. What I will do is to move my racket really low so that I can really see how well I've adjusted my position to the position of the line. So here we go with 5 slow ones. Stepping in, bigger steps. That's lovely. Okay, so here we go again. Step, step, big step to follow up. Too close to the glass, so, and too far from the wall, so this one was not good enough. Let's go again. Bigger steps. Still too close to the glass. That's nice. Let's go again. Bigger steps. Staying out of the glass. Now I'm good. Now I can move there. A bit far out, but that is what it is. Let's try again. Hop, 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 hovering. I'll be able to reach it. That's okay. Could be a bit closer. Last one. Side step again. Bit too much of an angle there because that's not efficient anymore. And now I'm too far away from the ball as well because I didn't move in enough directly from the tee. So let's try that again. And here we go. Now I've got space slightly close to the glass. All right, let's go. 10. First one. Just checking if I'm good with the glass. I will be lower with my racket to really see if my position is good. Check your balance as you go. Make sure that you are really stably positioned so that you are able to get back to the tee really fast. At this moment, I'm not worrying about silly routes to the tee because my opponent might be anywhere because my opponent is not here, which is a lovely advantage of this whole situation. So, let's go, halfway. Ha. Let's switch up the legs, ship, trap, hop, and there we go. So you can see that I start differently, too close, and differently, correcting myself as I go. That's really good. Keep that one up. Ha. Not too bad. Back, sliding too close. Well, 2 more, and the last one. Come on, speed it up. And there we go. Great stuff. So let's go slow, side step, step in, and this is where I want to get the ball back to the tee. So again, let's go for this pattern. I'll take a different routing now. 2 normal steps and I'm there. That's the second. Side step again, and I'm there, and back to the tee. Okay, 3 more slow ones, let's go. 1, 2, a little bit of a swing now. If you dare to make that swing, and just make that swing fully, because at that point you really know, okay, I'm in a good location. So I'm going to switch back to my left arm because I'm more secure there and I don't want to break my racket or I don't want to destroy this wall. So let's go 10 fast ones to this exact location. Here we go. And move. 2 and 3. Come on. Keep that speed up. If you can be faster than me, go for it. 4 and back to the tee. 5. Changing the pattern. 1. Tuck. 2. 3. Wrong footwork. 4 and 5. 7. Onwards. A little bit more to the back. A little bit more behind us. We need to make a little bit of a curve to get ourselves nicely to the ball, so that instead of having to scoop it up back here, we actually get next to it or maybe behind it a little bit so that we can really nicely hit it. So back to the right hand. Let's see how this goes. 5 slow ones, 10 fast ones. Stepping in, go, and that's where we are. You can see that I'm extending my footwork a little bit broader from the start on, so that I can make a little bit more distance. So here's the other one. Still with a 2-step. If you need 3 steps, you need 3 steps. That's absolutely no problem. And there I go. Good. So last 2 with a little bit of a racket swing. A few small steps in between, just so that I really assess where I am going. So let's go for the fast ones. Full swing. Here we go. First one. Boom. All right. You can see I use a side step. That's my natural move. If you do it differently, it doesn't matter. As long as you get to the same place in the same way. And there's 4. Come on. Keep that speed up. You know, if you go fast, you know that you are accurate. You know that you've got it. That's 5 and 6 and 7 and 8. Changing it over. Chop, chop. Different way. More difficult for me, not used to it. One last one. Pa! That was 11, I know, but it is what it is. So, small break, shake it off, breathe. It's nice to work on the endurance in the meantime, because squash is all about who is the fittest of the 2. The more tired you get, the more mistakes you make, so keep your fitness up. So, we're going to go a little bit further to the back of the court here. Almost at the back of the court. You're not fully in trouble yet. So imagine a ball that would bounce at the back of the service box. And then this is more or less where you get it. Or maybe a really high shot that came back from the glass. That's also more or less a location where you would be able to get that ball. Or something that came in, it was too high for a direct volley from the middle. So at a later stage, you are able to get that volley in. Think of a lob. So that's the shots that you're going to get back there. So going to need a bit more steps because it's a further distance the further to the back I go. Again, that little bit of an arch is there. Sorry, we'll go with the right arm to get to this location. So let's assess again. Sliding and side wall, assessing the space. Good. So, you can see I've really moved the back at first a little bit to get that last step to be sideways, to be able to lunge into the ball in a nice way. Changing it over to a step over, you can see that I corrected my move halfway through so that I actually got the right distance to be able to step into the ball. So that's important. Make sure that you get to be aware of that spacing. So, Are you ready? 10 fast ones. Here we go. 1, and 2. Switching back to my left hand. Hope you don't mind. And back again. You can see my normal pattern. I'll switch it up for you now, so that you can see that there's really lots of ways to get to the back here. Gonna grab some high volleys there, and I want my racket to really get very, very close to the ball, so that I'll be able to get any ball, no matter how difficult it is. I think that was 6. This is 6. Let's make this 6. So then we go to 7, and there we go. 9, 8. God, I'm bad. 9, the last one. Step over, step, step, and there we go. Woo. Too close up. Did you hear that? So, getting tired, getting less accurate in the move. Part of the game, that's why the racket, my racket, looks like this. These are the mistakes that you make. Soft hands, they sometimes say. Soft hands, do not break your racket at that point. So, last one. Last one is the most difficult one, because now we are dealing with both the back wall, and which is the glass, by the way, and the side wall. And from both, we need enough space to move our racket decently. So as soon as you step in too far to the back, no space there, well, the side wall speaks for itself. So what I want to do is to really go slow for a number of times, to really get this position right, that I am able to move my racket really all the way through. So I've moved again to my right arm, so that you can see. You can step in both with left and with right. It slightly changes your body position. I will get back to that later on, but create that space. So coming from the tee, we get to the back of the court and we step in too close to the glass. This was nice. All right, so let's try again. Stepping in with the other leg, a little bit too much to the corner here, so I can't really, push the ball around. I should be a little bit more like this. Still a tad bit close to the glass, so I need to assess that distance better. So now I've got space. Still needs to be a little bit more around, so let's go again. Assessing space, too far from the wall, I can't reach it, so I have to go again. That's why we need a bit more, because this is just the hardest one. This is the one where I get most questions about as a trainer. How do I get the balls from the back of the court? Well, it starts with your stance. If you are able to scoop them out, then you have a chance. Otherwise, it's never going to work. So, a few more to get this done. I'm going to switch to left, because for me as well, this is difficult stuff. So, moving to the back, still a little bit too close. That's a good distance. I think we see a pattern here in my motor program. Now I'm getting there. So, let's start with the 10 fast ones. Here we go. Moving in, swing it. If you are not confident that you can keep your racket in one piece, please make sure that you practice it slow a few more times, that you really know that you're going to fix it. If you're able to find a corner like this and practice this movement, that's perfect. So, sliding in, nice. Let's go. So, 5 more to go. Let's go. Let's speed it up a little bit. And in, and out, back to the front, and through. Come on. 3, and 2 to go. To the back. Last one. Ooh, missed it. Another one. Okay, last one. Come on, come on, come on. Oh, there goes the footwork. Nervous about the ending. And that's slightly close, but I'll settle for it. Lovely, that was the first part. Let's do a little bit of an intermezzo in between. All right, so just as a short in between, you can do this in your own living room. Make sure that you talk to your neighbors before, because you're going to make them crazy otherwise. I would recommend to use a beginner ball, but you can use any type of squash ball. This is the double dot, this is the hardest one. You just need a flat surface of a ball, and you can just slowly hit the ball back and forth a little bit, you know, going from that forehand into the side wall. So what I'm doing here is actually that I'm trying to hit it every time when it is here straight next to me. So I'm not scooping it up in front. So I'm really sort of assessing timing here, which helps me to keep the ball in that line that I'm actually playing with. So I would make sure not to trip over the stuff that I've thrown on the floor. So I wait for the ball to be next to me, and there I go. Full attention on what I'm doing. Oh, lost it there. But again, you can hear when you do this, and you can hear and you can see that I barely hit the ball. Your neighbors will go absolutely bonkers. So talk to them before you do this. Let's go to the backhand side, which is much harder to do, of course. Much more control required. So here we go. Short movement, easy going. Oh, I lost it there. And there we go. Make sure that your timing is correct. The backhand requires you to be a little bit more to the front. So instead of hitting the ball here in front of my body, I'm hitting the ball here, slightly in front of me, so that I don't have to adjust the angle of my racket to hit a straight shot. Whereas the forehand, where I'm hitting that way, if I were to take the same position as the backhand, I will hit everything away from me. So the forehand is really hit from the axis of my body. So just showing that again, so you can see I wait a bit longer for that forehand. I can be a bit closer to the front ball. On the backhand side here, I will have to be a bit earlier, so I have to step back a little bit. Find it harder to control the backhand. Of course it's harder to control the backhand because the backhand is harder to do. Lost it there. Any deviation from that straight line means that my timing was not so good. So as long as you talk to your neighbors, you can do this as long and as often as you like. Let's go on. All right, so let's go to the next exercise. For this, you need a marker. And I've just grabbed my flip-flop. I don't need it today anyway because it's raining. The flip-flop, it's a nice piece of rubber in my case. It represents the squash ball. And what I'm going to do is to just move there. And I'm going to move there in two ways. I will move there to hit a length straight down. And I will move there to hit a cross to the back of the court. And because I'm hitting the cross, it means that I want to have the ball, or my flip-flop, a little bit in front of me, so that the angle of my racket is already pointing this way, as opposed to being here, where I have to really adjust my wrist to get that angle. And this is not such a pleasant way to hit the ball. It's really very, very hard, and it gets more difficult the more you have to adjust. The lesser your aim will be. So you want to really do this in your movement pattern and be there so that the angle will really send the ball around your opponent. So just to demonstrate it as it is here, moving in behind it, and I can hit it really to the other side now. So that's the cross. This is the straight, so I've got the flip-flop actually just in front of my toes now, in such a way that I can nicely get through, and I will just hit that straight shot. So that was the demonstration. 10 times we do this, 10 times we move towards it. We move to a cross, we move to a length, and then we move the flip-flop to a different location, and there we go. So, cross, slightly off balance there, and the length, lovely position, and we move the flip-flop. Just move it to random locations, and the cross, and the length, different pathing, moving it to a different location. Never done that before. Okay, so that's the cross, the footwork and the length, just switching the legs. So, not to make it easy, but you know, the fast movement, to be able to latch onto that ball really fast is important too. Too much work on the foot, on the legs, so I have to change it. So, here we go again, need to keep space, to be nicely behind it. And again, your opponent doesn't always hit the ball perfectly along the side wall, so that flip-flop will be anywhere in the court, and you just have to get it. Too much in the footwork there, I'm going to change it up, and that's a nicer way to approach for this one. So, Here we go, getting behind it, taking the most efficient line, again for the cross, for the straight, and here we go. So, 5 more to go, let's go. And straight. And here we go. That's good. 3 more to go, come on. So, small movements. Oh, that was not good enough. Have to go again. Small movements of the flip-flop to emulate already. You know, sometimes your opponent might hit it in a completely different direction. Sometimes he will hit it really in the same direction. So, a little bit of explanation. I will put it in the back corner here, but it will be really hard for me to get behind it. So to play the cross from there requires that I either move my wrist or I just can't do it. So I won't do it. What I will do is move in for the boast, and I will move in for a controlled drop where I have limited space here for that backswing. Let's do that 2 times to properly demonstrate. So moving in for the boast, I have the ball behind me, 45 degrees angle into the side wall, where I try to skip it out, balance was gone. So let's go for that again. Post and alternative movement, flicking that drop out. I'm better balanced on this right leg here, which might be your leg, left leg if you are a right-handed player, to get there. Last one, just gonna grab that one more time, get through it, and step, ooh, balance, and through, and there we go. Lovely action. All right, so for the sake of your ears and of my air, I will do 10 forehands, in your case backhands, as well. 10 times straight, 10 times cross, moving the flip-flop as we go, ending up with 2 or 3 again in the back of the court as we did before. So I'm just starting at a random location, cross, length, and we move on. Here we go. So that's not such a good balance. Let's try again. Let's get started in a proper way. There's that cross that I wanted. I'm moving in for that length differently. Moving the flip-flop already quite a long way to the back, but I can still get behind it. Here we go. Trying again for the cross. That was better. No. Better assessment. There we go. Moving it. Strange location. Too close. Try again. That's better. So, going for that backcourt session, first for the boast, then for the drop shot. Here we go. And another one. Bonus round, here we go. Lovely job there, ladies and gents. Okay, so let's go for the cooling down. And first thing is that I want to get my breathing under control again. So what I want to do is to step and to breathe out as I hit the ball. So I step in and I breathe out. So slow down the pace so that you can allow yourself to really use that abdomen, belly to breathe in, breathe out as you hit. Nice. So I've got the ball on the wrong side of the racket now. It just doesn't matter because I'm relaxing. There's no real strength anymore in the swing. Just some nice lunges. Last two sets that is. Last set, here we go. And breathe. Okay, keep moving. What I'm going to do is to make a really wide lunge. Then I bring in my back leg to support me from getting back up again. I want to try to do this as easy as I can. So I'll just get you to the side of me. Really big lunge, bringing in that back leg to help me get back up. Big lunge, bring it in, get back up. Big lunge, bringing it in. So this makes it a lot easier than when you would have to push back up to really get back from these, you know, rescue situations where you grab the ball and it's really wide away from you. If you bring in your leg, it makes it so much easier to get back out again. So there we go. Let's go for 8 sets more. And there's one set. It's a bit heavy on the legs, but the movement is not so intense. The lunge as big as you are able to do, you know. Find your own space. Don't overstretch it. Don't overbalance it. If all your weight is on your front leg, it becomes so heavy. You have to distribute a little bit and be able to still switch back and forth. Bring in that back leg as much you need to help getting back up and support you going back to the tee. So that was 2 times left, 2 times right now. Of course, my right leg is my spaghetti leg, so that one needs a little bit more assistance. Is that a term in English? I don't know. Spaghetti leg? It's a soccer term, isn't it? Anyway, last 2 on the right leg, just to train this one a little bit extra because, you know, I'm going to come out of this like a squash god and not as a set of putting. So, last one. What I want to do is to make rotations. So, lunging in, rotation. Lunging in, rotation. Breathe out as you rotate. Important because these are the muscles in the side, just above your hips, that you really use as a squash player. That lower back is under a lot of strain. So you need to make it loose again. You need to, I'm searching for the word now. Do you know it? Completely lost. Once again, mail to Albert, if you know the word that I'm searching for here. He's smiling, so he loves it. So, let's go. 4 more. 1, 3, 2, last one. Here we go. Lovely stuff. Shake it off. Bring your arms up. Let's walk to the wall. Bring your good arm. Place your hand against the wall. And just make sure that you feel your underarms. So I'll show you from this side that you feel your underarm stretching. That's what you use heavily in squash. You want to just push your elbow a bit back to really put some stretch on that. So keep it there for 10 seconds, 20 seconds. Ask the fitness trainers how much it should be. When you're done, move it and move it down. Gives you a different angle, just takes on slightly different muscles, as does when you hit the ball low, when you hit the ball high. It just mixes it up, so I can feel a nice burn here. Don't kill yourself to hurt it. Just make sure that you feel it. That's enough. And relax. If you put strain on these muscles, you are working against yourself. That's not the way to go at it. Last one, high volleys. And you can see I'm shaking here, so I've used that. Although it's my right arm, I don't know why I used it, but because my left arm should be. You can see that the angle is really different here. That's nice. Lovely stuff. Thank you so much. I hope you've enjoyed this squash training. I certainly have, even though I don't have a squash court. Hopefully, I'm presuming after summer, but you know, hopefully we'll see you again at the courts. If you see me there, don't hesitate to ask me questions about rules or anything, or I can direct you to other people that know it from Squadrat. I'll see you then.